Hi, guys. Welcome back. Today I have Deba Douglas. Deba has an impressive resume here. So let's go through this. Lots of things. Deba is a former coach, teacher, and high school principal. She's currently a digital creator. She is owner and CEO of Deba Douglas Realty Group and Douglas Dwellings LLC, where she buys, sells, rents investment properties, and she also teaches other people how to do the same. She's a mom of three, married to an amazing man. And my favorite thing about her is her impeccable taste in shoes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
so honored to
you.
be here.
I'm sitting there, I'm looking you up and I'm like, oh wow, what an interesting woman. Wow, this look at her shoes.
The tennis shoes or the high heels? Which ones?
Yeah, I mean, all of them. I like those Cinderella ones, like they were clear,
Yes.
and they had like the little diamonds all over them. And then the other one, it was like an open toe with like gold glitter.
Yeah.
I was like,
I do have a shoe fetish, just a little bit. I love shoes.
yeah. My daughter, one time I ran into her in the store and she's like, Mommy, look at these shoes I got. And I was like, oh, honey, they're gorgeous. Where are you going to wear them? She's like, oh, I'm not wearing these. These are going on my room and display.
I have a few or two. I probably have one or two pairs that are like that. Like they're just so cute. I don't want to mess them up.
Right, right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit, see where to start? How was it being a coach, teacher, and principal, first of all?
Well, my days as a coach and teacher were amazing. I loved talking to the kids, encouraging and supporting the kids. And I did that for about 10 years or so. And then I was like, you know what? I want to move up and get into administration. At that time, I had had my first son and I was gone a lot being a coach. So I thought, you know what? If I go to administration, I can kind of control a little bit more of my time, or at least my evenings. And then I went into administration and did that for about 5 to 6 years, and I literally wanted to pull my hair out at all points, at all times. Because when you think about it, being a teacher and coach, you get to see all types of kids. But when you're an administrator, you're more dealing with the problem kids, or there's an issue, like you're dealing with all of the negativity. And I'm naturally a positive person. So after a while, that just weighs on you. And you're just like, oh my goodness, like I'm negative everywhere I go now because of what you take in all day. And I just got to the point that I was like, I don't really like this job. And I have like another 15, 16 more years to go before retirement. I'm like, I cannot, this just cannot happen. And
Yeah.
I dived into real estate, and I feel like I've had like intertwines of real estate throughout my life. And then I just jumped right in, and it's literally been a game changer. I mean, now I have a real estate team. My husband and I, we buy, sell, and we flip and build houses. And now I'm able to teach people about real estate and how it's life changing.
Wow. So it felt right, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been doing this real estate?
5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're so young. It couldn't have been super long, right? With
I
all the
mean,
things
I
you've
may look young, but hey, I got 3 kids and there's a lot going on.
done. I know I'm an empty nester. I have three as well. It's like, yeah. So, in the investing world, what's been your biggest struggle? And what's been your strong point as well?
Yes, I will say the struggle would be constantly finding deals, like just really being consistent with finding deals that actually make sense for me. Looking for deals that are 70 to 75% of the ARV. Like that is literally my buy box. I would say
Mhm.
that's probably the hardest because I'm looking for about 5 to 10 deals a month. And sometimes I'm only able to find about 5 or 6 of those. So that would be the hardest. But I will say one of the things that I found that has been very rewarding has been just the ability to connect with so many people. And so many people give you different scenarios, different strategies of how they're able to find deals. And one thing I feel like I get in real estate that I didn't get in real estate in education was the collaboration piece. There's so many people that want to work with you, that want to support you, that are willing to share how they found a deal or how they came up with their strategies, and they're willing to share resources.
Yes, yes. So, you only do flips or do you do like other things? Do you like just buy
I do
properties?
everything. I
Do
literally do everything. Like what I love to do is the bird strategy where I'm buying it, rehab it, rent it out, and then refinance. We have about 30 rental properties that we've done that with. And
Ooh,
then I also love the creative financing where I'm able to just do a seller finance. I find a seller that's like, hey, they're tired of being a landlord, but they do like the trickle of the amount of money they get. And they want to, offset the capital gains. And I'm like, well, let me just take it on. And we come up with terms that we can make sense. I have about 3 or 4 of those that I've been able to find. And we do a couple of flips. We may do about 2 or 3 flips a year, but we're also buying properties as well. So we're buying and we are building. Like we have a couple lots. And this year we built 2 houses that we turned them into rental properties as well.
gotcha. So you have 30 buy and holds, you say?
Yes, about give or take about 30.
How many flips do you think you've done in the 5 years?
Oh my goodness. I want to say at least, oh my gosh, maybe close to 20 to 25, I will say.
And that's not counting the ones you've helped other people do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. On
Yeah.
average, each year we may do with just the coaching aspect, maybe about 50 or so with helping other people get into their properties.
Wow, nice. So website that folks can check out your coaching program is in the description box below for anybody who's interested. Um, so are you also wholesaling or like what's your favorite exit strategy?
Yeah, so I do wholesale. I've actually told myself and my entire family that for the remainder of this year, I'm not going to be buying any properties because I just need a moment to just take it all in. It's been like 5, 6 years constantly doing projects and sometimes doing like 5 or 6 at one time. So let's just say I'm kind of exhausted a little bit of chasing contractors and dealing with that whole side of the business. So lately, I've been doing a lot of wholesaling where I may find a property because we still have our normal strategies of getting deals, and I don't want to stop that because it does work. So now I'm
Right.
able to wholesale those to other investors that I work with, or wholesale it to my mentees, but able to just kind of pass those same great properties off to someone else that knows what to do with them.
Gotcha. Yeah, when you get too many on your plate, you have to.
You do.
You
You
have
do.
to.
And I'm really enjoying this moment of just kind of taking a moment to just like refine some of the processes, look through everything. And it's been kind of enjoyable. I will say my team and my students are like, we have bet money that we don't think you're going to make it through the rest of the year. And I've had moments that I want to pull the trigger on properties in the last 2 weeks that I'm like, no, I owe it to myself to just take a moment.
Yeah, yeah. Balance is the key to harmony in everything, I believe. You can
Yes.
apply balance to anything, and then it's just works so
Yes.
well. Yeah. So, what are your interests and passions outside of real estate?
I love professional development. So, always seeking ways to be better, looking internally on things that I can do to be a better coach, to be a better leader, to be a better mom. My other hobby, I love just being with my kids. I love just sitting there and watching them be silly with each other. I have an 11-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So, there's all different ranges of all different personalities and what they're needing. So let's just say our house is constantly loud and screaming and yelling, and it's a
Oh,
lot
I
at
love it.
times. But it's just great to just see them intertwine and interact with each other and me being truly present because I think when I was in education, I really wasn't as present because I had so many different things going on. And now I can be present, I can go eat lunch with them, and I can really enjoy these moments.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I miss it. And it's so weird because like I knew I was gonna miss it, and I do. And yeah. So I mean that's so golden though that you recognize that while you're in the middle of it. I was just talking on a recent podcast, the last episode actually, And that's what she was saying. She's like, make sure you just stop and smell the roses when it comes to the
Yeah.
kids and just really truly be present, because when it's gone and they're grown up and living their adult lives,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's when
I'm
it hits
enjoying
you.
this moment. And I think the only reason why I'm able to enjoy it is because I walked away from my education career. Because I remember how that mom guilt just kind of weighed on me and was very overwhelming, and just feeling like I was literally extending the craziness that I dealt at work. I would pawn it on my kids. And it would be to the point where
Yeah.
I was gone so often that when I would come in the house, it would be like, oh, there's mom, but let me continue to do what I'm doing. And so that for me was like, okay, something definitely has to change. And I left education.
Wow, that's a lot, especially in a high school. Because I feel like in elementary schools, don't you have a lot less kids in an elementary school than in a high school
You
generally?
do. Yeah, you did. And I did some student teaching at elementary, but that was just not my jam. I'm a little bit more direct, and I'm not really all the fuzzy and all that feels. I'm more like, hey, you want to graduate? We got credits we got to meet. If we can't meet these credits, then you kind of know it's like cause and effect. What you gonna do? And it was easier to relate to the older kids.
You sound like a Gen Xer. Are you a Gen Xer?
Just a little.
I'm always saying we were built Ford tough.
Yes. Yes.
We grew up with, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah, that's me all day. That is me. And that was something that I had to learn and educate. Like being in education, it's kind of like, okay, we coddle a little bit. We kind of like want to talk. Like I'm a part of me, I don't want to talk. Like, you know what the deal is. That's what you're here
Yeah.
for. So, but the generations are changing.
But then too, I mean, they need a little balance again. You don't want to be too mean, like we experienced a lot of growing up, but at the same time, you don't want to coddle them too much because you don't want them to be
True.
soft.
You
So
don't
you
want
need
them
to
to be
give them
soft.
little spurts of, hey, you're almost an adult, start acting like it, start
Yes.
practicing now, because when it gets here, you ain't gonna have a choice.
Exactly. And I see that. I'm sure you probably see this too in just hiring people and trying to get people that are really have the initiative to see, hey, there's a need, let me step in. But I think the younger generation, it is starting to take a toll on them because they may have not had that where, hey, you have to find a way to solve the problem. You don't have to bring everything to the boss and make the boss think of all these things. Like you have to take some type of ownership.
Right. Problem solving, and that's kind of like what you do in real estate.
That's all day long is problem solving on your feet. Like, we got to move something. We got to figure this out.
And even for, like, if you're doing like pre-foreclosures, helping folks with pre-foreclosures get a fresh start, with a clean slate instead of having their credit ruined or whatever, you're solving a problem,
Yes,
and you're helping the sellers
absolutely.
as well.
Yes, I'm actually working on one right now that I was her realtor. I helped her buy the house, and a couple years later, she called me and was like, "Hey, I need to sell my house." We put it on the market. We got an offer, and then the offer was $25,000 less than what we had it listed for, and she
What?
needed to sell at that price. Like we had to sell it at that price, and so she decided at that time while we were trying to wait for the appraisal to come in, she had already found her a new place to go. So she's already moved into another house. So now that house is vacant. And so she's like, well, I was just going to let it go for foreclosure. I'm like, no, ma'am, we're not going to do that and jeopardize your credit for another 10 to 15 years. And so then we came up with the creative financing of, either doing a subject to, doing a wrap. So we're working on doing that as we speak right now.
Nice, nice. You're not in the sub two community, are you? Are you in the sub two?
I'm not, but I do a lot of like subject to creative financing,
Yes.
especially right now with this market because it's so icky, and sometimes even
Yeah.
doing the burr is kind of sticky at the end when you're doing your cash out refinance because the interest rates are so high that you may just at the point right now just working on breaking even and realizing, hey, I just got to keep my reserves. I've already fixed the entire house, so I shouldn't have a lot of maintenance concerns. But at some of my rentals right now, I am taking a loss just because the interest rates are so high.
Yeah, I didn't think you were in sub two, because I pretty much know a lot of people in there, and unless you were
Yeah.
new, even though we're 14.3 thousand strong right now, still. But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, if you need resources, we are not short of resources, and that was one of the main reasons that Pace started that community, so we could all do deals together and all,
I love
like
it.
yeah, and there's a lot of resources in there. So
Yeah, I may need to look into it for sure.
yeah, and stay in touch with me.
I
Yeah,
will, absolutely.
yes, yes. Okay. So, tell us about your coaching program. When did you start that? And dive a little deep on that.
Yes, it kind of created itself, to be honest. And now it's become this like full out business, to be honest with it. It just kind of, I post a lot on social media because a lot of people are like, well, you were in education and all of a sudden now you're posting about houses. Please make it make sense, right?
All
And so
right.
I
Well, I
just,
mean, you don't have to do the same thing forever, people.
right. I was like,
Sometimes
I was
people make
tired
a
of my
career
job.
change.
Yeah, like I was tired of my job and I wanted something different. And so
Right.
I just kind of shared my transition of quitting my job, starting to do a couple of rentals here and there. Then when I
Mhm.
started picking up with real estate, being a top producing agent, instead of me going out and buying whatever, I was just turning around buying more properties. And I just kept buying more properties. And year after year, we're buying like 5, 6 properties, like back to back, back to back. And as I did
Smart.
that, posting that, people were like, okay, how are you doing this? Like, people buy one property every 10 years. You're buying like 6 in 1 year. How is this even possible? And so I just started sharing more about my lenders and what I was doing and how I was doing it. And then someone was like, you should just create like a course and see if people would buy it. And sure enough, I got to the point where I didn't have enough time to sit with everyone and say, hey, can you pick my brain for lunch? The lunches were great because they were paying for it. But then I got to the point like my time is so precious that I can't just sit around. And half of those people would never want to do anything, anyways. But then when I put a coaching course together, people started paying for it, people started executing. And it became really fulfilling to see other people that thought they couldn't do it or they didn't know how to do it. Now they're able to be successful flippers. Now they're able to build their rental portfolio. Now we do deals together, and it's just a beautiful situation and community that we're encouraging, supporting each other.
Yeah. So you got your own like little community going there. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And it kind of just it was the flow of where things went. It wasn't something that you said, you know what, I'm gonna start. It just was like
yeah.
from
It
the way
just
you're
created itself within it. And I'm like, now it's like, okay, now I got to really put some agreements and things together because this has turned out to be like really a real business.
that's how you know you're living your life purpose.
I
When
love
it
that.
flows so easily and it comes naturally,
Yes.
life
Yeah.
purpose.
Absolutely, because I would have never thought real estate was my thing. Even now, my mom is like, "I can't believe you're even a business owner, and not only do you own one business, you own like 3 or 4." Like, I'm like, "I know, like, that was not me."
Yeah. And it's not like, you were going hard. It just came with the flow and it was
It
just
just
meant
came
to
with it,
be
like,
to
from
be.
one progression to the next and just kinda just kept it going.
Yeah, everything just fell into place. So, of course, the link is in the description box and folks can check out your coaching program there. So, when they go, is it like a lifetime or is it like a course? Is there like, what's it like for the coaching program? Are there like weekly, a Zoom every week, or like, what's it look like?
Yes, so we currently have a hands-on mentorship where we literally hold your hand through the entire process. We show you how to analyze deals, we show you how to find the deals, we connect you with the lenders, we connect you with our attorney so you can set up your LLC where you ultimately will walk away after 12 weeks of working with us. You should be under contract on your first property. We connect you with the contractors, we connect you with the lenders, and we hold your hand through the entire process to the very end when you either turn it into a rental or you flip and close on the house. And we support you through the
Mm.
entire way, answering your questions. We go out and check out the property. We assign coaches to the property. So you have someone that you're always talking to. So ultimately, the beginning of the course is digitally, but then I have a weekly live call where I'm there to answer your questions. And we meet up every other week where I can do some hands-on teaching, like let's walk a property, let's talk about what we would do, what we wouldn't do. So it's a little bit three different ways that you can learn this information, where some people are more face to face, more people are more digitally. We do it all, and we're there at any moment when you need any questions or any concerns. So we have people now that come through the course, and ideally they're making anywhere from 15 to over $50,000 on one flip, or they're cash flowing anywhere from 200 to maybe $1,000 on it each deal, depending on their numbers on everything. And we even help analyze the deal. So we show them how to analyze the deal, and then we
Mhm.
turn around and have a system. They submit it to us, and we tell them if it's a good deal or not. And even I tell them, even if you don't have any intentions of buying right now, continue to submit those forms, because that's how you build your confidence in real estate. It's just understanding your numbers.
Gotcha. Okay. And so is it like a for life thing, or is it like a 6-month program, or
Yeah, so it's really a 4-month program, but if you buy something within the 4 months, we stick it with you until the very, very end. And if you want to stay with us after the 4 months, and we have a lot of people that do, then they just pay a monthly membership, and then you're able to get full access to everything that we do.
gotcha. Okay. And they can check everything out on your website, right?
Yes, everything is on our website, and we are starting our new cohort of the mentorship on October the 1st.
Okay. So I'm so curious. How do you do it with the kids and the your own real estate, and then the coaching program, and then
Yes, I have a really, really good team, and I am very my I think my superpower is logistics and managing my time. So I will usually wake up about 4:30 before the rest of the world wakes up, and do all the projects that I know I need silence to just kind of get through. I have a phenomenal assistant that really kind of helps. Like, if I have a vision of something, I'm like, this is what I'm thinking, and then she will go out and make it real. And she just kind of helps me through every my schedule, managing who I need to talk to, who I don't need to talk to. And then I have a director of operations that she is like our paperwork queen. She does all of our paperwork. And then I have a team of agents that their job is to go out and help find deals. And I just kind of overlook them to just check them to make sure they're good deals for the students. And everything is kind of automated. So I just kind of show up for the live calls, and every now and then I'm on the Facebook groups, but literally everything is done logistically and automated, where I'm just kind of plug and play. And then the kids,
Mm.
I mean, I just usually have a hard stop around 4:30, where I'm like, okay, this is my time with my kids. And every now and then I'll check my phone till the evening. But for the most part, I'm like, y'all know I'm with my kids. So I need y'all to figure it out until late at night or early, early in the morning.
Gotcha. So you're like you have like a set schedule, time blocked and so
Hmm.
forth. I'm telling you, yeah, time blocking is how you do it. I
Yeah.
mean, I learned that as a realtor. They're like, time block. And you're like, fine,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you got
And even
to.
on the like even thinking about the realtor side, I specialize in working with investors. So it doesn't take a lot of my time, because a lot of investors, they know what they're looking for. And half the time I
Mm.
don't even have to be there for them to look at the property. So that really helps. And my team does more of our rentals and first time home buyers, and people that need a little bit more time, and people that want to take you on 20,000 showings and then still say, oh, I don't want to buy anything. So I don't really work
Right.
with that group. I'm really more of the investing side.
Right. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah. Do you think you'll have your own brokerage one day?
I've thought about it, and I've talked to a lot of agents or a lot of brokers that have their own brokerages. It's kind of up in the air. I don't think my ultimate being a principal, I saw a lot. And I don't know if I really want that heaviness of leadership. Like, being a team leader is cool, but if there's something that's like really major, I can always go to my broker and say, hey, this is what I got
Uh,
going on. I need you to help me figure this out.
Gotcha.
So I think I like that level of knowing like everything doesn't end with me and stop with me.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. What do your shoes look like today?
I actually have some slides, but I can show them. They're really cute. They're my
I'm
Gucci
sorry,
slides.
I
I
had
wear
to.
them
Oh,
every day.
they're so
No,
cute.
they are the
Look,
most
look. I
comfortable.
Mine
Slides.
are kind of dirty, but I got the same kind. Like,
Yes. See, I'm telling you,
drawer.
people are sleeping on these slides. This is probably like my second one because I've worn them out so bad, but they're so comfortable and oh my gosh, they're like the best things in the world.
Once you get like, in your late 40s, early 50s, you're like, okay, they need to be comfortable first and then
Gotta
cute.
be.
Both are important.
They're very important. Yes. I just won't do it anymore. I'm like, it's just not worth it. My feet have never done me wrong. So why would I do them wrong? And I need them for the lifetime.
Yeah. Well, when you come back on the show again, maybe you can have one of those shelves with all the shoes, like different. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yeah. I can do that. You should see my closet with just all the shoes. My husband's like, we need a bigger house. I'm like, yeah, we do. We really do.
Yeah.
And I just need a room for just my shoes.
I used to say that when I would show people houses, there'd be a nice big walk-in closet, and I'm like, "Oh wow, look at this closet, you guys. Where's he gonna put his stuff?"
Yeah.
What they don't realize is I was serious.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Oh, geez. What a pleasure having you on today. I'm telling you. So, if you would like to reach out to Deba today, or any day, actually, here's all the ways to get a hold of her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Deba Flips Texas, YouTube, Principles of Real Estate. Do you have a podcast on YouTube or you just do videos on there or
I do videos on there.
okay. We're like, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like before and after pictures, a lot of like educational videos of like tips of being a real estate investor. I mean, I just feel like the more you share that, the more it's life changing for everyone around you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, and you also are looking for properties. You're always on the look for more properties, right?
Yeah,
So, anyone who has properties for Deba, this is her buy box.
please send them my
70%
way.
of the ARV or less. The after repair value in Dallas, Texas, and surrounding areas, 400,000 ARV or less. Do you
Yeah,
have any flips going on right now?
I do not. I just sold my last flip. And you know what? I lied. I'm actually doing a flip, but not really. It's a land deal that I bought land last year and we're under contract right now. And I should make like over six figures for just holding it for 1 year.
Oh, wow. That's so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So that's an
How
easy
many
flip.
how many acres?
It's only an acre and a half.
Really?
Yeah, an acre and a half in a very sought after area that
Uh,
I was like, we bought it thinking we were gonna build something on it. And I was just like, let's just put it on the market, see what happens. And we got an offer and I was like, oh, let's go. Let's just do it.
nice. Nice, nice. Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and hang back afterwards and we'll talk a little bit. And I have some things for you to talk about. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Such an honor.
You're so welcome. Thank you. All right. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.